Let me tell you what's the deal. If the flu don't kill us, then the vaccines will. The emergency is national. The government is acting all irrational. Masterful deception. The beast is getting restless. World War III will be here in a second. World War IV, Revelations Armageddon. The ones you trust are the ones on the creep. Everybody getting stabbed, from gangsters to priests. Values of life. What you concerned with? Burning for learning or yearning for earning? Who cares if the world is ending? Put your coupons together and just keep spending. My name is Raul Cortez Jr., also known as Polo. But I'm also the Trenton Poet Laureate. I'm a poet. I write rhymes. I write a lot. I like to get involved in nonprofit organizations, to volunteer and mentorship towards Trenton youth. My childhood was pretty rough. My mom was living on Perry Street when I was born. They split when I was 1 year old. My mom moved to Puerto Rico. I stayed there for about 3 years. I lived there about 3 years. And then we came back to Trenton and been here almost ever since. I had to deal with not being able to go outside the house because there were two gangs across the street, and my mom was very protective of me and making sure that I didn't live that type of lifestyle. I wasn't engaged in my classwork or in my homework or anything like that because it did not reflect the reality that I had to face when I got out of school. Really, when I got into poetry and hip-hop music, things became interesting. You know, I went through a lot of hard times, and that's when I began to, believe. I began to question things, out vocally, out in the air. I began to turn my difficult circumstances into poetry. And then I would share my poetry and it would resonate with the audience that I would speak to. Poetry is a multi-dimensional literary device. Poetry can be used to inspire, a mode of communication that is above average, a picture through words. And that's what poetry means to me. It's important to believe in yourself. It's important to believe in yourself when nobody else believes you. I told my parents that I wanted to be a rapper. They said that there's no chance that I could make a living or do anything with rapping or poetry. And they said that I needed to get a job so I can get out of the house. That was very discouraging for me. And that was probably the last thing that I needed to hear because I didn't know what to do with my life. So rapping was my passion and my passion got shot down. I have performed in just about every main stage, nook and cranny, all over Trenton. So what happens if an earthquake hits up the East Coast? Will you continue to just keep hope? Dead bodies all around, martial law got you on the ground. I'm not a prophet with a mic stand, but don't stick a microchip in your right hand. Who will deliver us? Only Christ can. In spiritual warfare, don't fight, man. Doesn't matter if your feelings get hurt. Killers pulling triggers inside the church. I'm not afraid of the world. I only fear God. Wisdom overpowers every nuclear bomb. Salvation is a boat. God's word is the ocean. Now it's the time to put poetry in motion.